welcome to Miami. Is this anyone's first time? Oh, okay. But not everyone's. All right, see, because this proves if you come once, you keep coming back, and you come back more and more until eventually we're neighbors, like Raheem here. Exactly. Raheem is actually going to be training with me, so he's going to be, you know, getting in on the action, and, you know, if you need anything, just ask him, right? My name is Bethany. I am originally from New Jersey. I'm a total gringa. I'm taking you around a very Latin neighborhood, so I would like to, you know, explain that to you, and then we'll talk about what we're doing, what we're going to eat, why we're here, and we'll get started, because I'm going to assume that you're hungry and hope that you're hungry. Okay, perfect. All right, so you chose the right tour. So, I've been working in tourism for quite a long time now, and because of that, I had the fortunate opportunity to visit Cuba very often. So for a couple of years, I was working in Havana, and I was flying back and forth a couple of times a month. And as soon as I got there, I completely fell in love with it. I mean, Cuba is even louder than this. It's colorful, it's chaotic, people are really interested in what you're doing there, and there's music and there's food, and it's just a very addicting and welcoming culture. So when I stopped working there really often, I really kind of craved that, you know, community feel, and I ended up here because I figured, well, we have our own version of Cuba in Miami, I might as well hang out there a little bit, right? So I came here. Right away, I recognized a very major difference in this neighborhood compared to the rest of the neighborhoods in Miami. So I don't know where you're staying or what experience you've had, but you may have noticed that the locals aren't really that friendly. Have you noticed this? We definitely don't say hello to you on the street, let alone make eye contact. Like, that's absolutely not going to happen. And if you're only two people on the sidewalk, the odds that that person is going to even acknowledge your existence are slim to none. And I can't vouch for the reason that we do this, but this is just the way it is. But Little Havana is a total anomaly to that. People are really, really community and authentic, and they talk to you, and they want to know what you're doing here. And they will most likely not interact with you in English, but that is part of this neighborhood's charm. Miami itself is a predominantly Latin, Spanish-speaking city. At least 60% of the inhabitants prefer Spanish to English as their first language. So Little Havana is definitely a higher percentage than that. So if you took elementary Spanish, this is your chance to practice it. And if you speak Spanish already, then you'll feel great at it. Is that how you felt when you walked in here? Perfect. So, 1950s Havana was a really, really critical decade to the development of this neighborhood. Why? Because 1950s Havana was Havana at its absolute. Those tables back there free?
See? I want to get this one. You make this whole thing, you'll just be up for weeks.
All right, so actually that's a really good point, because I'm going to spare you what no one spared me.
Okay.
When I first came here 10 years ago, and I didn't know how to drink Cuban coffee, so I saw what the guy in front of me ordered, and I was like, whatever he had, you know? So, yes, this is what I got. This is called a colada. It's black with sugar. It is meant for 4 to 6 people to share.
Whoa.
I obviously did not know that. So yes, I was up for 2 days, and I was sick.
Oh no.
And then I learned, if I'm one person and I want it black with sugar, I get a cafecito. This is more important to remember than the mojito recipe.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to teach you how to order a Cuban coffee. We serve it in styrofoam, not because we don't care about the environment, but one, it's cheaper, and two, you can make a little like lip here by cracking the lid, and then you can pour it more easily. I did have coffee this morning, so I'm shaky, and so I'll spill it all over. Also, I'm a gringa, and I only have 10 years experience pouring Cuban coffee.
Una estrella, ¿ok? The Texas Lone Star, ¿ok? La estrella. Mira esto. ¿Qué es lo que es ahora? Una estrella, ya cogí la estrella aquí y la raya, ¿qué es lo que es ahora? La bandera de Cuba. La bandera de Cuba, Cuban flag. I just gave you a Cuban history story, and we have to go with a Cuban flag. Okay? Look at that, the Cuban flag. Okay.
Famous characters here on Calle Ocho. His name is Francisco, and why is he famous? Well, he is our official licensed peanut salesman. Now, if you did not already know, in Cuba, it is common to sell different items on the street because you need to make extra cash, and one of the most popular things to sell are peanuts wrapped up in a white piece of paper just like this. They sell them on the street for about 20 cents, and the people that sell them are called maniceros or maniceras, depending on if they are male or female. And so, yeah, come on in. So, Francisco started doing this 54 years ago, and 30 years ago when he moved to Miami, he continued this tradition on Calle Ocho. So he has been selling peanuts every single day for 30 years on Calle Ocho, seeing all the different changes that Miami and Little Havana have gone through. Last year, he decided to go for an upgrade. He decided that he would sell organic peanuts. He also decided to download various bank applications so that if you cannot pay in cash, you can pay virtually.
$1, organic peanut, very, very good. Eat the peanut, be happy. No peanut, no happy people.
The only way to guarantee your happiness, but this is also not expected at all. So if you do not want peanuts, do not worry about it. This is not meant to pressure you. Was out here because when the Cubans came in 59 in the early 60s, they thought that they were only going to be here for a temporary amount of time. So they thought they'd be here for a few months, maybe a year, and that Fidel Castro would be removed by the US government. But clearly we know that that's not how things played out, and so when the Cubans that were staying here recognized that they were going to have to turn this into their home, they turned this area into what we called at that time Little Cuba, but almost an exact replica of the Cuba that they left. So all of the products I mentioned before, everything was directed specifically toward the Cuban culture, and one of those things was playing dominoes, because it is a huge part of their culture. And does anyone know where dominoes came from originally? Fun fact? No, what? China. Yes, mahjong. Because mahjong is a tile game with pictures, and when it came over this way, it turned into a numbers game, and it took off. I think they are like going to remember this day for the rest of their lives. July, it is very intense mango season, and if you have a tree in your house, in your backyard, it will bear a lot of fruit, and for many people it bears too much fruit for them to consume or to even give away during those months. So it was very common for farming refugees who came to the United States to go to the houses of places that had mango trees to take the overage of mangoes, because people just want to get rid of them. If they rot in your house, they rot in your yard, there will be critters everywhere. So they would happily give them away, and then the refugees would sell them in fruit stands. And that's how this one originally started. So it started with mangoes, and then it sold flowers, and now it sells things that we get mostly locally, including local coconut. Years. Her very first cigar she rolled. Do you want to guess how old she was? 5. You're close.
7.
She was closer.
5.
5.
I said 5.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't hear you. 5 years old, she rolled her first cigar for her father. So if you are looking for a hand-rolled cigar, this is the woman that you want to get it from. Cigars are organic and they are vegan, and you are actually not supposed to inhale them. So the whole thing is quite a healthy experience. We also, something that's very particular about cigars that does not happen with cigarettes is, one, we always have full leaf cigars. Down here, they're not chopped up. They're chopped up, they don't burn evenly. If they're full leaf, they burn evenly, and therefore the quality is higher. What we do is remove the inner vein from the big leaf, and that inner vein has the concentration, the highest concentration of the additives and of the nicotine. So we remove that. There are no additives to it. And when you put it together and you wrap it up, she uses a little glue. You can see that little cup has a plant-based glue that she uses to keep the cigar together. And then it's aged for however long it has to be aged. And then it is sold to consumers like us. So it's vegan. Right?